You can find him on Instagram at Shaq_Evans. Welcome to the Sports Cage, Shaq Evans. How are you? Oh, let's see. Do we got audio there? Close.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm good.
Not bad. So where's home for you these days, Shaq?
Los Angeles, California.
Okay. Now we were talking before you came on, when you were a rider, there was a lot of us that loved you. The injury bug at times had you. Can you tell the story after the NFL? How did you end up becoming a Saskatchewan Roughrider?
Yeah, I remember coming home after I got released by the Cowboys, and my agent told me that there was a workout for a CFL, the ones they do in the States in the off season. It was in May 2017, and it was at this high school, and the field was terrible. I remember that it was horrible, and so I showed up and I did a few one-on-ones and ran a 40 and did a vertical. And Jeremy O'Day, who's the GM now, he was the head of scouting at the time, I think. And so he was the one evaluating me. And then after that, we stayed in contact, and they wanted me to come up actually in 2017, but I was still holding out for NFL offers. So I didn't come up. But as soon as January, I told them if I don't get signed this year, then next year, 2018, I'm with you guys, and that's what happened. And so I think January or February of 2018, I signed my contract with Saskatchewan.
We're chatting with Shaq Evans here on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. All right, so you were in the NFL for a few years, and then you're trying out on a high school football field. That's probably a little bit of a shock from a football player. How did you handle that mentally and emotionally? Like, how did you say, okay, if this is the next step, I'm going to take it?
Yeah, you just gotta understand, like, everybody has a different journey. Like, everybody's just not going to be the same. Like, everything happens for a reason. So you try not to get too down in the dumps. Like you said, it is a big drastic change from being in the NFL, and now you're working on a high school field with, guys that haven't played football in years or haven't even made it to the level you've made it to. So you got to tell yourself, just keep the goal. The goal is still the same. You want to be a professional athlete, and CFL is still professional. So I was like, I got a chance, so take advantage of it, and I did, and the rest is, history.
So when you show up at training camp in 2018, what was your first impressions, not only of Saskatchewan, but the team you were coming to?
Well, my impressions of Saskatchewan was that it was different. I'm coming from LA, and it's a big city, and Saskatchewan is a place with no tall buildings. Oh, hold on real quick. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah.
There's no parking here, my friend.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to move in a second. I'm just doing a little phone call real quick, and then I'll be out here in about a couple of minutes. Right. Yeah, I'll be out here soon.
All right.
Thank you.
I love this. This is the beauty of live radio. Hey, we don't want to get you a ticket because the exchange rate. Canadian to American money. I don't know if we've got the budget to pay for that whole thing. You probably know full well what a Canadian paycheck and an American paycheck. Exactly. So you show up in 2018 to training camp. Who were your quarterbacks throwing you balls at camp in first time around in Saskatchewan?
Quarterbacks, Brandon Bridge, Zach Calero,
nice.
Dave Watford,
Dave Watford,
Williams, I believe.
Nice.
BJ Daniels. Yeah. So we had a few. We had a good number of quarterbacks when I first got there. It was like at least 5 or 6.
Training camps are short. You don't have a lot of time to make an impression. There's a lot of guys that come up here with a resume. They're great in college. Maybe they get a taste of the pros. And then you end up making the squad. What? Yeah. Is it just that same drive that you've always had that's helped you achieve, or how did you do what is incredibly hard? They bring in 20 wide receivers. 4 or 5 are going to make it. So how did you separate yourself back then?
Oh man, it's crazy because the first week was not that great for me. Like the first week of training camp was not that great for me. First preseason game was okay, but it wasn't, anything too impressive. So, and I was dealing with a strained quad and a bruised AC joint. So I was like, my quad was in pain every single day. So I just like after that first week, I felt like I was more acclimated to the new rules and the new nuances of the game because, Canadian football is a little different than American football. So I felt a little more comfortable. And I told myself, like, look, dude, this is your last go-around. Like, if you don't make it here, then I don't know what you're going to do. So I was like, forget the pain, fight through it, and just go hard. And that's all I told myself, just go hard. And that's what I did. I started making plays, started standing out. And next thing I know, I didn't even play the second preseason game because I got a concussion, like a little mild concussion, like 3 days before the game, and I still made the squad. So I must have been doing really well that second week because I'm here.
And then first impressions, the new Mosaic Stadium, Rider Nation, the fan base, all of that. I mean, you come from UCLA; it's a storied franchise. You played for the Dallas Cowboys, rabid fans.
Yeah.
But Rider Nation is something of its own. A lot of us liked you from day one. I think there's a lot of us that still like you. Did you feel it instantly when you did get a chance to in that first regular season game and then come out of the tunnel in Regina?
Yeah, like instantly, like because we played Toronto. I remember we played against Toronto to open the season in 2018. And I was able to really take it all in and just like look around because I didn't even dress that game. Like a lot of people probably don't remember or know, like I didn't even put on shoulder pads and helmet that game. So I was just on the sideline just looking around like, wow, this is crazy. Like it's less people here, obviously than I've played in front of, but I feel the energy of 90,000 people. Like it was crazy. I just felt the passion and the love like that they really have for this team. And I was like, I'm so thankful and blessed to be, a part of this. And hopefully I can be a part of it for some years to come. And I was able to.
So in 2018, you finally get a chance to get on the field and you make your mark and you started feeling comfortable. For you, what was the biggest difference? Is it the field size, waggle? Like, where were you able to get your comfort zone to be like, all right, I think I can do well at this?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like other than the rules and the waggle, was just the conditioning. Like it's such a fast-paced game because the field's so big and because the play clock is half the time of an NFL play clock, half the time of a college football play clock that I was used to playing with. So I think once I got used to the pace and what kind of shape I had to be in, that's when I started to take off because I started to really take off the second half of that 2018 season, and it carried on through the 2019 season. So I think I just needed to get comfortable with the conditioning, and once I did that, I was pretty good from there.
You mentioned you started in 2018. You mentioned Zach Caleros, and we all know what happened. Then Zach ends up getting hurt, and then Cody comes in, and then all of a sudden Cody, and it seems like you guys had a good connection. In 2019, you were a CFL West All-Star. You were one of the best in the league. Did you feel to be like, all right, from where you were, and then you come in, and now you're playing at such a high level, that you're like, all right, I always felt bad because the injury bug came around and bit you a few times. How hard was that to deal with? You're trying to establish yourself and you're doing well, but then the injury setbacks to slow you down.
Nah, man, it was super difficult, mentally, emotionally, because like you say, I felt like I was getting ready to be one of the best for years to come. Like I felt like I was going to be on top for at least another 4 or 5 years. Like that's what I felt I had in me because I knew the work I put in, I knew the talent I had, and I put it on display, in 2019. And so to come in 2021 and had a fractured leg, and then come back 2022. Like 2022 is when I really felt like myself again. Like I felt like, okay, I'm about to be an all-star again. And then to have the same thing happen on the other leg was just like super unfortunate. And it's just like, I know, like you think about it, I'm like, damn, I know I would still be playing, if it wasn't for, the injury bug. It's just, that's part of football. Like some people are, more fortunate than others to avoid, significant injuries, and some aren't. And I'm just one of the people that just wasn't able to avoid, injuries that, set you back a lot.
Charleston Hughes has mentioned on the show when we've interviewed him that when he played it, if he got hurt, he wouldn't tell anybody. He'd go deal with it on his own because he didn't want it. It's your job. He didn't want to give it up. Obviously, with yours, it was a little different. You couldn't hide. But if you were talking about quad injury, neck injury, things that you may stay quiet about because you're like, I'm trying to get a paycheck here and earn a job. When you look back on your time in Saskatchewan, what's one of the first feelings or thoughts that comes to your mind about Rider Nation?
Love, instantly, I felt the love from day one I was there. Fans always showed players love, showed the team love, showed the organization love, and I loved my time there. Like, it was the first place I could call home, as a professional. Like, that was the only place I spent, more than, 1 year at. Like, that I think about it, it's the only place I spent more than 1 year. So love is the first word that comes to mind when I think of my time in Saskatchewan.
You spend 5 years here. You have to assimilate a little bit. Did you ever drink Pilsner? Do you like Pilsner? Do you crave it from time to time? That in the States, you can't. I mean, sooner or later along the way, somebody would have offered you one somewhere in a pub, a bar, a restaurant.
Yeah, I was definitely, in my time in SAS, I was definitely offered a few Pilsners, but I'm just not a beer guy. Like, okay. I just never... Right, even in college, you can ask any of my college teammates, like they can tell you they've never seen me drinking a beer, like ever. Like I can't. It's too harsh for me.
Nice. Oh, so what is Shaq Evans doing these days? What keeps you busy? Do you still keep up with the league a little bit? Do you watch when it's on the CBS Sports Network? Do you pay attention a little bit to what's happening in the CFL?
Yeah, right now I'm just coaching high school football. We're actually getting ready to start our summer camp this coming Monday. So that's what I've been doing to keep myself busy for a little while. And but the league, I haven't been following it too much because it's, for me, it's just kind of still hard to watch, because I feel like I should still be playing. So, I get it. I dibble and dabble in it, a little bit. So I watched a little bit of a couple games so far this year, but I haven't sat down and watched an entire game just yet, but I definitely keep up with the Riders, win-loss record at least. So, that's. But I don't watch it a lot because, like I said, it's still hard to watch a little bit.
Hey, trust me, I get it. You're not the only one that sometimes can't watch Rider football. Your commitment was way bigger than mine. Now you said you're coaching high school football in California. Yeah. And what's one of the famous schools? Is it Mater Dei is one of the powerhouses and something like that?
Yeah, Mater Dei.
Would you? So are you? Is that Are you coaching against them? Are you part of that staff? Like, where is that? Because they're kind of the well stocked, should we say, as far as a football program goes?
Yeah, they're definitely one of the powerhouses in this whole country, not just California. Like, they can probably beat anybody from anywhere. But no, I'm not there. So, we're in the school I'm at in a different division. So. Okay. I don't think we would ever play them. They're like in the top division. We're like in the second or third division. So this is my first year. So I don't know all the divisions yet, but still learning. But I've been loving it, man. Coaching kids is definitely gonna be something I'm gonna be a part of my life, because it's just, even though I've been doing it for a short time, it's something I can tell is going to give me a lot of gratification, just giving back and, just seeing those kids and knowing that I was literally in their shoes, and just be able to give them that wisdom and that knowledge and that experience is just going to be fulfilling for me. So I'm really looking forward to building a future with that.
Shaq Evans is with us on the Western Pizza Guest Hotline. You went to UCLA, a very high-profile college program. Now with NIL in college sports, and I believe that was before your time, you've seen a lot of changes, roster movement, the transfer portal, guys moving around for paychecks, not necessarily for football opportunities. What's your take? I always have thought the players should be paid something because the schools make a ton of money off them. That wasn't fair, but I don't know, since it's gone so much the other way, where do you come in on this? Does there need to be a balance between money and the actual football product?
Oh, definitely. I think it's kind of tainting and taking the purity away from college sports a little bit, you know, with the amount of money these guys are getting paid, because once you give somebody money, you also give them power. So now these kids are having power over not only, you know, the program, but they're having power over their coaches as well, because some of them are making more than the coach is making. Like, so it's like we have to get that balance, because we have to still maintain that respect of the integrity of the game. Because like I said, giving them too much money is going to make people just give them too much power. Like, I think, like you say, they should get paid something. Trust me, I wish I would get paid, like, you know, do make millions of dollars off of a tax, but I definitely have to get out of the period.
All right. Shaq, thank you for doing this. I just want to put a little thought in your head. How would Shaq Evans have handled a $2 million NIL contract at age 18?
Yeah, I've already. The thing is, I thought about that so many times. I'm like, I know it wouldn't have been good.
Oh, we maybe would have never seen you as part of Rider Nation. Shaq, thanks for doing this. Maybe we can do this again. Best of luck at spring football camp. Best of luck this fall when you guys kick off the season. And hey, Rider Nation is 3-0 on our way to an undefeated season and a Grey Cup, our 5th in our long storied history. And we appreciate your time. That's Shaq Evans on the Western Pizza guest hotline, joining us.